So have I got any sound? Okay. For some reason I don't seem to have any sound. Ow! That hurt. Apparently, it's controlling all of my sound, is it? Ah, there we go. I thought I'd be a thin spaceman this time. Oh, I can move while... Boop, boop, boop. Not sure whether this build that's actually gone public now is actually the gamepad prototype. Whether they have ooh, I don't think it is. Which might mean... Or have they improved it? Maybe they've improved it. This could be interesting. Might as well have solar panels while we... Ah. Gonna have to get used to this again then. I never played with the joypad before. I always played with keyboard and mouse because it's just easier. There's a sensitivity setting for the gamepad. What I found with the experimental build, which was hugely frustrating, was that the rover cause extreme lag when travelling, which I'm sure was maybe to do with the uncovering of terrain. Let's place another tether over here. Quite know what to build first. I always think it would be the printer is the logical thing to build first. Also, the thing I tend to do is I build too fast. Is that? Oh, it places it. Right. Ting. That's not good. I pick them up. Well, hang on. Where did I get that from? Idea where I just got that from. Don't know how to pick them. Oh, I remember there being a bug where if I pick something up and try and place it in my backpack, it suddenly just disappears. It's strange. Okay. I find it easy using a mouse doing it. So. I spotted that they did a news post about the experimental build, and they're going to make terrain as a resource. Can't put away my gun now. There we go. Terrain as a resource. But I didn't fully read it. Okay, right triggers pick up then. Right, what should we build first? Do that. Can I put some... Okay. Right, now what should I put on? Printer, smelter, vehicle bay, research station. I suppose a research station is a good idea because I've got a research object already. Oh, excuse me. Right, let's... I see. resin there. Did compound though? Oh, I saw some. I was a bit afraid about entering too far too soon. As I did in the past and got in right old muddle. Right, can I put some down there? Bleep boop blip. Some power there. Should come in useful. Is that object? Oh, look at that. That's not fair. Not fair at all. And see, it's completely random. Because in my last playthrough, I didn't get a medium battery first at all. Some Zin over here. Said they've toned down the dust storms, which will be good. They were quite a hassle. Where was the... Lovely. Still think I'm gonna encounter dust storms on the default planet here. Should do. Pick up any compound. Ew. Can I put that solar panel top? So no then. Resin is the last thing I'd find. This is one of the early access games where I've found that it's a little like Minecraft in that you don't get too stressed out. Although when I started, I did get quite stressed out because of running out of oxygen and being in enclosed caves and things. It wasn't too handy. Excuse me. There was a system error. The guys that do this game, they now put out weekly blogs of stuff that they're doing with the game, and the lady developer that was doing the I suppose you'd call it a gameplay a gamepad prototype. She obviously said about they wanted to redo the way that the gamepad works in game, and I played with it a bit before. Sure, there was usually a search object underneath there. And I played with it a little bit, and I got used to playing with it like that. And now it's changed a little more. I thought they'd just kind of refined it now. Now they put it in the normal. Sure. Enough power to do that. Let's have a look. Okay, what might be a good idea? Out one. Out one. Fine, don't. I want to make that one. One there. This one is gonna be blimey, I can't even do a printer. Copper, you say? Well, I've got to find a mine then, I think. It's compound, that's a good thing, but it's rather good when you follow an early access game and the developers are active. Yeah, I've played Astroneer before. I got to a stage where I had bases on probably 3 planets, I think. and then I took a long break because I couldn't quite find anything else to do. But then, as soon as I found out that they were doing blogs on, you know, updating their progress of what was going on, then I decided to give it another go. Because it's still very much like a, I suppose, a prototype of what they want the main game to be, without too much depth. Which is all good. They needed to have some kind of purpose to make the gameplay fulfilling, I suppose. And what I like as well is that every time I've started this game, it's all procedurally generated. It's been completely different every time. Just good. Put a small solar base there. Right, I need to go a bit further afield because I need to be able to find a... I need to take one of these compounds. Make those. Have extra power too. What I haven't done so far is their multiplayer, because yeah, the bases get big very, very quickly, you know, once you get the momentum going. It's very cool. And every single planet has their own kind of characteristics. In my first playthrough, I ended up going to a planet that was, I think, was rich in vegetation. Oh, it's hold left stick to do that. And it was like a... I don't know how to... the planet was like on 2 levels. So I landed on just this... I suppose a thin crust. And I quickly found out that it wasn't very thick at all. And it was just the upper crust of the planet, and underneath was all the goodies. So I burrowed through and fell like 100 foot. It took me ages to try and get back up, and dying several times. I think in my first playthrough, it was the first planet... No, it was... No, the second planet I went to that I spent most of my time on, because it seemed to be rich in research material, so I spent ages just gathering object after object. But there still comes a time where there's still not, or when I was playing it then, there wasn't enough depth to kind of carry on beyond that, so you kind of hit a brick wall. You would find resources that were labelled as resources, but they had no use of yet. Shit. I suppose that is still a thing. You can run for you. I might have to dig a hole. I might have to dig a hole. Is it gonna bypass me? No. Just in case. I've never had it where I just watch a storm go across. It's never been like that. It's always affected me. So that it seems like it's always a player-centered storm. Um, so it aims for you. In the experimental build, the storms, in some instances, and obviously this wasn't one, because maybe I wasn't in the centre of it, they would throw blocks around to make it extra lethal. And in the experimental build, the collision of the boxes was 100% volume, 100% volume. So I turned down my volume quite a lot, but then suddenly these block collisions just with 100% volume and just blew my ears out. So that wasn't the greatest implementations of that. I'm hoping that they fixed that. Didn't see it in the patch notes, but the rover thing, and I thought it mustn't have been just me, and I could recreate the bug. That I'd get in a rover, just a medium rover that I'd managed to research, and the further I'd travel on the planet, the frame rate would just get worse until it would be like 1 frame a second, and then I'd reload the game and then it would go back to, you know, nice and smooth. But then as soon as I started travelling, it would go back to the FPS would just suddenly decrease. And I don't know if they've changed it, but before, dear, out of memory while trying to allocate texture. G'day. I think they said in their dev blog that they've actually fixed that error. They found that going to the options menu, try to assign a texture which was 16K, as in bigger than 4K, whereas that's just not physically possible. I've only lost 30 minutes of gameplay. Shan't be going to the options menu again then. Right, so that was just after the start of Storm had passed, and that was fine. I want to find opening somewhere. Don't mean stray too far. That more compound. And it's in. Over there. Piece of that. I don't know how they physically do it, or how any company can physically keep themselves afloat just on just on early access. Do I no. Gun out. The gun out. Gives you a couple of extra slots. Because this game doesn't sell for an awful lot. How are they able to keep continuing developing a game where they get no new sales out of it? Do they have a huge loan or something to start off with? It's not consuming the so on, isn't it? Need to find a copper mine. I'm tempted just to kind of drill in the ground and see where it gets to. It's bound to go but down to some opening. To find raw material somewhere. Find as I run out of spaces to put things very quickly. Right, let's I open that one out. I learned quite quickly about the logic behind the platforms, that obviously if you build something that means it's at the end of the chain. Careful. Bugger, I got it straight. Never mind. Let's go get some more of that stuff. Didn't it? This must have been crashed. My last experimental playthrough, I ran out of raw resources quite quickly and I really struggled to build anything. Every single playthrough has been very different. I say playthrough, it's not like playing a story. I don't know if that's what they want to be able to do, is to make a narrative at all. Because at the moment it's pretty much just a sandbox. Make of it what you will. You know, you could do a role-playing server, when they are going to do dedicated servers apparently. Should be quite funny. And as I said, I've not touched on the multiplayer for this because I heard it can be very buggy, so I never bothered. And the reason I actually bought this game was because I saw a Let's Play channel called Funhouse. House actually spelled H-A-U-S. And it just looked so radically different from anything else that was around. And just the little narrative that they had going in their video just made it look quite exciting to play. And even though I've been doing most of this stuff alone, it has been still quite interesting. Ah! If I select that... No, select it. Puts it on the backpack straight away. Good. I think I'm just gonna dig under the surface near the base, see if I can come to some kind of opening. Because my trouble before has been that I go too far and end up travelling too far from the base, and then kind of having to trek just to get my objects in. To find a... So get rid of that. There was more. I think they purposely... They purposely make it so that compound and resin can be found straight away, so they put that near the base. So you can actually get started. But I did always wonder whether they were planning on making the resolution of the terrain any more than it is, or whether that was their art style that they had picked. Comes out. Comes out well. Get a bit anal about it lined up. It's quite annoying. I think this is the first time that I've actually been actually had not too much, but I've actually had so much resin and compound that I kind of set out my base already. It's very rare. Rare indeed. Now when I watched the video, Funhouse playing it, they were obviously doing. Their playthrough was probably, you know, hours worth of gameplay. Got to new planets and they were splitting up and doing certain jobs, and they didn't show the entire journey they made. There was a particular bugs of people getting stranded in space, or their resources would suddenly warp out into space, like the planet had shifted, but the planet's surface had stayed still. So, can I build another solar panel? I think that is a bug where the power won't actually get used. Ow, that went the wrong way. Ouch. Oh, no, don't move. Well, the terrain tool was a bit key, switching from keyboard to mouse. Keyboard to mouse. Gamepad to mouse. It's just easier to do this bit with the mouse. Gamepad. So I would have thought that because I'm using power, then that power off the backpack would have actually got eaten. It's not doing it. It works when you put it on a rover or something. It takes that first. I think when I bought this game as well, you can buy it with the soundtrack. And the soundtrack's pretty good. You don't obviously feel that it's repeating itself too much. No, that's not a... I was just trying to turn it around. I think there's 3 slots on the gun. In my first big playthrough they didn't have, or at least I didn't know that actually existed. That you could put mods on the gun. I only know 2 or 3 at the moment. It's like the spread of the deform tool. Spoilt with all the resources, but some raw materials. This is going to be my main. Gonna load. Okay. I wonder if they fixed the bug where resources would have no gravity, even though they're on a planet which does have gravity. That's the problem. I have no storage space to start off with. Can't put resins on the platforms. Let's go down a bit and see where. It was like the what do you call it? I suppose the way of working in Minecraft is when you're trying to follow what do you call it, a seam, I suppose. When you're trying to follow a seam of resources, because they get produced in a certain way. Now, is there a flatten? It's up, it's down. That's space. That flatten. Doesn't seem to work under. I'm in my own little hole with it. Okay. Can I actually get up there? Yay, I can. Right, let's go. This way first. Going down to purple. To red. To encounter a cavern somewhere. I think I have. Is that that's an empty space, isn't it? It's an empty space. Yeah, it wasn't a sheer drop. I'll pull out my. I was gonna say pull out my tool. It won't let me pull out my deform tool. Suddenly switch to keyboard. Right. Let's see what's down here then. Should have it underneath it. Oh. Ooh, we have a cavern. That looks like aluminium. Yes. Better watch out as well because I've got an. Whoa, they still haven't fixed that. Disorienting. Well, I suppose the next thing I should build is a smelter then. Otherwise I can't use any of these raw materials. They were saying in the video, which I unfortunately fell asleep halfway through, about they were changing how fuel generation was going to work. It was like before, it was a case of you get a raw material or can't remember. It's called hydro something, and then you basically just, I suppose, smelt it into the fuel, and Bob's your uncle, you had fuel. But then they were saying, well, you basically need to be able to have the canisters as materials as well, so they have to make canisters to put the fuel in, and they take materials as well. So power block won't work if you collect it before you died. I see. So I might as well take that off then. So that must be a bug. So if I died and I had power on my backpack and I went to collect that power, would that work? That's one problem of when you start out, is you have no particular power generation until it's sunny. So if I try to put that on there, what's going to happen? Yeah, it's now inactive. It doesn't work at all. So your base kind of is inactive until you get a wind turbine. But it's inactive in the daytime. In the nighttime. So it can't generate any power. Now obviously this game is using some real life theory. So it's based in reality in some terms, but a power well, how does that work? Do I? Whereabouts are those? If that will get used. It's used once it's finished. Okay. Does that one get used? Okay, 3. That one's a dead one then. Because that would have worked, wouldn't it? Let's put that on there, that's how it will get used later. Imagine, put it there, that will work, won't it? Out of space already. So I'm guessing that, did that only make 3? Oh no, there's the 4th. You get all of the blocks. The other one got 2, 3, 4. Eh. But it's not aluminium that I wanted. It was copper. Never mind. But at least I found a cavern close to the base, which is good. Whee! I always find it spooky going down into caves as well. It's a bit eerie. Very careful with these things. Before I get an oxygen tank, because they have suffocated a couple of times. So I'll collect Is it? The thing that they did introduce was these wells. Sure. So if this gamepad prototype works, oh, I haven't dug it out yet. That's why I can't get hold of it. If the gamepad prototype works, I should be able to put things on my hip. No, so this mustn't be the gamepad prototype then. Shit. Unless there's another button that I'm missing that puts it on in your hand. I like that mechanic. I can hate the way you have to hold objects. Willy. To kind of go back to keyboard to do this. Stupid. Come on. Go up. Can't jump. Oh, something. It's a stupid way of doing it. I preferred where they did it. Their prototype. It looked stupid because the research object was bloody huge. And you basically went inside of it. So. Shuttle already. Okay. I needed copper to make printer, didn't I? Don't really need a shuttle yet. Resin coming out bloody ear holes, so didn't need to take that. There's copper. Ah, go with that then. Two. Just means that the shuttle's going to be on the edge of my cave, which is not too great. Never mind, you live and learn. There we go again. He's surfed down the tunnel. It's very cool. You can stop surfing now, thank you. I'm not sure whether they're going to do anything with... Ooh, I see a bit of a blank. Better not dig too far, because that looks like death. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, I don't know whether they're going to use the... what do you call them? Steam fountains. When you go underground, that thing over there, that... I don't know whether they're going to use that as an energy resource. I mean, look at that. That is a drop. And I reckon I want to get my terrain tool out. It would let me. There we go. Fill that in. Because Bozo here likes to accidentally fall into big holes. How to get... That's better. No. Because it looks like that hole does go down on the other side, so... Don't want to fall in and kill myself. Do 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 do. Now I would like copper, if that's at all possible. Also like some wish they would fix that. I'd like some research objects. Don't know if they jump first. So they're not under there anymore. Beneath those things. Die. I like it how it follows you. Poisonous gas likes to put you down, suffocate you. So the research objects are under what then? Are they under those sticky things? No. Underneath those things. Remember not to walk too far because I get lost very easily. Aha! Spotted it. I'm going to go to the surface to get some tethers, sorry. Just gonna go get this copper. Is it? There it is. Just gonna get this. Hydrazine, that's the fuel. Seem to find that very fast, and I've got no real need for it because I don't go interplanetary. Is that the word? Don't go interplanetary at all. I got it all. Put away your tool. Right, I need to start making a beacon as well, so I don't lose. Don't lose home. Home, home, home. As E.T. would say. Oh, it's a nice sunny day. Need that. sometimes wonder about the name they're using for things. Spitters. Spitters. What's a spitter? It's a spitter, one of those throbbing things. Was it things that shoot out spikes? Sure, I saw all of them down there. Right. Take another. Oh no! Hang on a minute. How many coppers did I need? How many coppers did I need? 2 probably. Build off that one. Got a smelter. That's the fellow. 2. Start printing shit. I'd like a solar panel. That'd be handy. So is that power completely dead then? Real crying shame. Ventures down in the tunnel. Go the other way. Doink. I always thought they were under those little berries, but so those aren't spitters, sorry. Gas producing bastards. Ugh. Yes, oof. I wish there was some kind of indication for health as well, because I never quite know whether I'm gonna die or not. Aluminium coming out my arse. So I might as well collect it. Well, I suppose the fact that I got the battery quite fast. Don't usually get that till later on, for some reason. Sometimes under berry plants, but not always. So it's worth checking. I was actually able to check out one of their System Era, one of their live streams, and I asked the question in chat, said, what are those zebra balls? Because probably my lengthiest, if that's a word, longest base building things, I came across this zebra ball that said research item, I think. Or it was just an object that had no description. And I put it on the research bay and it did absolutely nothing. So I asked, what is the zebra ball? And the first thing they said was, chat, tell this person what the zebra ball is. It's basically nothing. Everyone just kept saying things like zebra ball equals life and stuff. It's obviously just a thing that they thought they would put in there. Aha! That was under one of those I don't even know what to call them now. I really wish they would put the prototype in the normal build, because I hate carrying objects in this. I just can't seem to find a suitable way of doing it apart from kind of moving it along, and because it just doesn't function how you think it would. And putting it on your hip, it was just a case of, right, I'll just collect this and then carry it with me. Now, how they never thought of that before, I don't know. This is painful. I think that's one of the reasons I stopped playing before, because it was just, carrying objects back and, oh dear. I don't think I want to be up there. I'll stay down here. Until the storm disappears. Probably blow my item away now. Oh, next to it. The wind turbines seem to be bugged in the experimental build. You'd always hear the sound, but you wouldn't necessarily get the benefits. So in a storm, you would not see not see them moving around, but you'd hear the sound for them. But you wouldn't generate any power from them, which to me is odd. I would have thought in a storm that would first thing they'll do. Oh, just in between. Not too good with this tool. Sure, there was like a flatten, smooth. Oh, shift or something. No. Fuck knows. Right, let's go and touch me object. See if I've got anything. In the arse. It's like a lottery. A seat. B. What I've always bloody wanted. Okay. Let's see what we can build. Or print. Battery is lithium. Oh. Great. Get a seat. Suppose we might as well build a rover. As we've got compound coming out of our ears. you did. Obviously a good idea to have your mouse pointer white and most of your objects white as well. One thing that they haven't really fixed is the, well, I say fixed, but technically don't really need to. It's a case of all the labels appearing at one time. So if your base gets really big, this just becomes a sea of words when it doesn't really need to be. You know, it needs to be kind of distance related, so I don't need to see what's over here. Or it should be a case of that you turn it on and off. Although there probably is. Oh, for God's sake. There probably is a way to do it, but I just haven't found it out yet. A seat! And we've only got a small solar panel to power it. Which ain't gonna work, is it? Which they would put backpack straight away. Now is that word real? Is laterite really aluminium? Really worth taking any yet. Gonna get, I don't know how long this has been saving, so I'll do that first. Because I might want to take a little bit of a journey over there in the mountains, because that sometimes has some good stuff. But the base is pretty much reliant on a tiny solar panel. It's not good at all. Okay, let's go on an adventure. It's one thing I don't like. Is the driving of the rover. Never liked it. It's not a case of press forward to go pressing the accelerator. It's a directional thing. So if you're looking this way, forward doesn't mean forwards. Forward just means go in the direction that they're facing. It's annoying. Is it E? There we go. What I kind of like is the fact that you can power yourself from the rover. It's like a permanent battery. Obviously if you're trying to do this at night time, it doesn't work that well. It's going to be a while before I can research a battery. The only place that I found a battery lately is finding a it was actually finding a dead astronaut, I think, with he had some lithium and a battery on his backpack. I'd like to go out and search for spaceship parts, because that always brings back some interesting things. join it onto the right side there. It seems a bit of a waste with the gun. You're 3/4 there with your drilling for a certain material, and then it disappears when you drill something else. Hey ho. What you gonna do? Complain about it? At least the frame rate is doing well so far, being in the rover, but we shall see. Some oxygen. I was told as well that whoopsie daisy. Now that is a problem. The same button gets out your terrain tool and flips your car over. What am I trying to say? Nope, it's gone out my head. Never mind. It will come back at a random point. Oh yes, if you put a wind turbine on your rover, or a wind turbine on your backpack, then being down in the mine, you can sometimes power yourself because there's a draft. Don't know if that's true or not. I was actually hoping to find something a bit more exciting. They've also got something called Terrain 2.0, where they're hoping to make I suppose terrain a bit more exciting, a bit more varied. And there was the chap that was developing that part had like illustrations of what looked like volcanoes and things, and having those randomly generate on the planet. But again, I don't think it'll be any different to the blocky art style that it is already. They may be limited with the resolution. It's just not physically possible to do anything but this. I remember when most games that do deformable terrain, they work in voxels. I don't think this does. This definitely wouldn't be possible a few years ago. Something up there. But I don't know if this game is mainly CPU or graphics, because my CPU is pretty good, but my graphics are a bottleneck at the moment. Computer. It seems to be doing a good job on this game so far. I always get the impression that when they're developing in this case an early access game, that optimization is the last thing to do, because they've got debug code and things running at the same time. Don't know if they still do that or not. Excuse me. Now I've got compound coming out my arse. Doesn't help me with my rover, does it? Gonna need to K3 there. Now I did say that some of this game is grounded in real life, but there's still obviously some futuristic theories in there, because he has a matter gun. As far as I know, no one's actually made a gun that can make matter. I want research objects. That's what I'm looking for. Right. I'm going to make sure I know where the base is. So base is north, between north and west. It's northwest. Because in my last game with the experimental build, I went on a journey, an expedition, and I forgot where the base was. Journeys are better off done actually in a shuttle. Pop yourself down, grab some resources, and then come back. Particularly when the rover was running the game at 1 frame a second. Hopefully I get a storage thing soon, so I don't have to put these things all over the place. Now, as far as I was aware, I thought to set up a new a new base to build off. I needed a habitat, and you don't get a habitat in the research items for quite a while. Well, at least that happened in my last. But I found that I could build off the shuttle. Yeah. It was like you could start building from either the shuttle or the rover. So you'd have just kind of like a miscellaneous set of base bits. I prefer the large rover. I don't like this thing. Got a compound and messing all over the place. I want something else. I want to find little spaceships. With the little spaceships comes research items, which are quite useful. What is that? That's a plant. I think the 2 rovers. I didn't know you could build. You can join them together. How do you do that then? You just build one and then connect it, and then driving one drives the other. See? I should do that because I've got enough compound for it. And it would mean that I can carry more materials. That's what I should do. I should get some compound, take it back, and then build another rover. That's what you're saying works. Trust me to be doing this at night again. Backpack full of compound. Go home. Oh, why does it have to be night time? Connect with the tether, the little translucent tube. I'll have to try that. Oh, screw it. Let's try your idea. Oh, can't because I can't go anywhere because I've got no power because it's bloody night time. What I would do would be I would make a battery. I'd put a battery on there. Didn't it say I could print a battery? Yeah, it did, didn't it? I'm gonna have to wait till the sun comes up before I can even move. Because the power you use to actually move is more than the sun can provide. Right, let's get in. I'm desperate for the loo, so I'm back. So the game keeps going even though I'm paused, does it? Right. Which direction was base? I'm getting blown along. It was this way. Now, from what I remember before, they had. There it is. They had the beacons and the home marker could be visible from quite far away. But for some reason that seems to have reduced. So you have to be quite near it to... Oh, base looks green. Right. Let's take this over to the... Ooh. Yeah, let's point it that way. Solar panel, where did it go? Did it go? I knocked it off. Where did I knock off the solar panel? Or is it on the back? Okay. Right, I not to do that. Don't need a seat. Or, yeah. To make rover. Where did that solar panel go? Must have knocked itself off when it tried to attach itself. No power generation at all. Gonna make solar panel for me. Gonna make another solar panel for it. Even though it's not really enough. Oh look, I've got 3 solar panels. I'm not sure whether the solar panels actually... It's on the hole in front of the printer. Okay, well spotted. I'm glad someone's got better eyes than I have. Hole in front of the printer, you say? Ah, look at that. Found. Do I need a solar panel on each of these? Okay, right. Ah! Balls! Right. Now, how do I make that permanent? Like that. Does it stay that distance away? It's like a sausage! This is the weirdest. I suppose the advantage of this is I can carry 3 research objects. If I can find any, that is. That's the thing. Find a spaceship. Whoa. No. This one. Spaceships are... uses power for both. Okay. Good. Oh, it's dead. Gotta wait for sunlight. There's a compound over there, isn't it? I've never seen a planet so rich in compound and resin as this one. Either that or I'm just better at spotting it than before. Oh, it's on top of the mountain. No. Come on, sunlight. I thought when I was having the problems with bad FPS, which they seem to have fixed now with the rover, which I'm sure it was the rover. I thought it was when the planet came into view, like they are now. That's when I got the bad FPS. That's what I thought. I do have a planet with no trees. You're right. The last planet I started on had trees. And it had so many research objects I didn't know what to do with. Every single tree, well, pretty much every single tree had a research object on it. and it was very good indeed. But it was the experimental build, so I got really tired of it. And unfortunately, what Astroneer has done, what some devs don't do, is put the experimental build on their main branch, so you can switch between builds, which is fine. But you need to re-download the main build, and it makes your previous saves obsolete. So you could do a little bit of testing on the experimental, and then select the main branch, and you have your save from before. Some devs make two completely different entries in Steam, so you could play both games simultaneously, but not this one. I have decided now to keep with the main build, so that I'm not pissing around. Come on, sunlight. No, you want to. Did I put another solar panel in the backpack? Did. See, that's the problem with the rovers when you go back to base, is whatever you've got on the front or the rear, it knocks it off when it pretends to join to the base. Which is bloody annoying. Where's that getting power and this one isn't? There we go. It finally turned towards the sun. Thank you very much. Stuck on a bloody rock. There we go. Now, I'd wish I'd known this earlier. Wish someone had told me earlier that the rovers joined together. Oh, spaceship! 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 Makes it much easier to drive, you're exactly right. If there's an object here, though, whether it's just resources. Oh, what's that? That's blue. Or is that just resin? Oh, resin. I thought that was a new resource I've not seen before. This is just going to be a resource one, isn't it? There's not going to be any objects on this one. Because usually it's quite obvious whether it's going to be a resource ship or just random resources inside it. And normally, you seem to find in these spaceships is lithium, which is all good. Ah, oh, brilliant! Can make a battery now. Put it in your backpack, you twat. I hate being inside spaceships with the camera. It gets on my nerves. Why would we want an organic resource? Copper? Ugh. And is there anything up top there? Ah. Good. Right, let's have battery. So no. Tits, I think is the word. Is that what it is to off it? Build a light? Not that it really matters. Well, got some lithium. Ugh. No object around there. Don't think so. You have a solar panel on your tool. I do. Ooh, Normally a research object on these big things here. See anything? Should I go this way? Adventure! I can't imagine taking these things below ground though. You know, it would get annoying very fast. Oh, what was that beep? What was that beep? Something beeped. Do you know, I'm going to try following the sun. Might be best going this way so that I actually have power in a regeneration. Da-da-dum. Dum 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 dum. You're dumb. It's compound. Ooh, trees! Or a tree. Trees normally have research objects, don't they? Well, they did. That one didn't. Pants. What about this? Convinced there's a research object underneath these things. No. Ooh, spaceship! Nope. There we go. Right. Looks funny, but it's no use to me. Now, is this going to be useful or not? Ah, there we go. That's what I wanted. Are those? Nice. Side there. Another seat? I don't need another seat. Titanium. Bonus. Don't think we'll bother taking the resin, but... Put that on there. Aluminium yet. Out of space. Gonna go in the front. No, gonna go on there. No, that's two spaces. Well, I've got enough resin. I don't need resin, do I? Cool. Take this home now. I don't think there's normally anything else. Is it? Space on your tool. That is correct. I have an extra slot on there. Slot. Nice. There's normally one more as well. Can I put one more on top? Can. Yes! Right. I should probably go back to base. Now, which way's base again? Oh dear. Have to chase the sun. Grab some power. Did I need to? One thing about the bug that I encountered with the rover before was that the frame rate was about 1 frame a second. So things wouldn't move, but your power generation would go at the same rate. If I do that, it's going to knock off my thing, isn't it? Let's take off that one. That one. Got any more slots? Now I'm presuming the base is this way. Yeah, so you would be pushing forwards, the game would be moving at 1 frame a second, but the power generation would still go down at the same rate it would have if it was running at 60 frames a second. So I should build another rover and have 3 of them. Make it worth the journey. I'm probably going to regret having his in, but fuck it. I was so pissed off this morning because I got up at 8 o'clock, ready to go off and watch some speedway today. It doesn't happen that often that they have some speedway down at my local track. And I woke up at 8 o'clock and I had a cracking headache. I usually get headaches, and they are show-stopping headaches. Oh no! I don't know if I can flip that one over, can I? Let me do that. Oh, it does work! Oh shit, I've just disconnected them. Yeah. When I get headaches, I get show-stopping headaches, which means I cannot function. And I had one at 8 o'clock this morning, and I just couldn't get out of bed. So I thought, right, I'll cancel Speedway and then spend the rest of the day resting. And then I took some medication this morning, had a bit to eat, and now, after the Speedway has started, probably well into the event. I don't tend to travel when I'm feeling sick or I've got a headache. So inhibitor module. I don't know what that is. And I'm feeling well enough to go now, but there's no point going halfway through the event. So 3 rovers very slow, so probably not worth it. It'll probably take 3 times the power as well. I need to... Now I've got some lithium. I can make a battery. Where's the other lithium? I got 2, didn't I? The other one on the lower rover. Did I get 1 or 2? I must have only got 1. It must have been the Oh no, it's on top of my my gun. There it is. I did think I got 2. Right. I want some storage. That would be really handy. Now, what does an inhibitor module need? Copper. It's an inhibitor mod. Guessing it's for the gun. Augment, which I guess is for the gun, isn't it? What does it do? Made a sound. So let's try and see what happens. The gun. What does it do then? Oh, so it doesn't deform terrain while it grabs it, I guess. Yeah, you can get resources without actually digging holes. Now how do you bypass that? Do you have to take that off your gun every time that you want to do something in particular? Which is a bit annoying. Okay. Kinda cool. Right, let's get in the vehicle. Can I actually... Can't grab objects while I'm there. I used to be able to, I think. Whilst I was sitting in a seat or sitting in a habitat, I could move things around. Let's head off in that direction. Taking everything off. No. Right. I usually pick the orange man. Thought I'd go for the thin bloke this time. And I'm in down there. I keep pressing E to get in vehicles. That's Grand Theft Auto's fault. Might be good to go get some power. The well. Compound. Tree over there. Why does it only make 3 and a bit? Bit annoying. I suppose the only way of getting or making any progress is research objects. So dig this up and see what's there. Probably just going to be a tree. What is it? Oh, I've got my inhibitor mod on. Take. No, just a tree. Boring! There's lots of little mines and things. I bet there's good research objects down there. Then, compound. Go up the hill. Can I go up on the hill? Is that a bad idea? Yeehaw! See what's in here. Interest. I can and deform the terrain to get out there, but I can't be bothered. So this is the hill that I saw in the distance, I think. Ooh, another spaceship. Ah, it's a trench. Let's go through the trench. Side. Has this got any objects on it? What's that? Usually has something attached to it. Or if there is an object, it's buried, half buried in the ground. But it's not normally just on its own, is it? Can you actually take off power that's on the gun? Can you actually take that off? You can't. This is a useless object to me. There's no thing on it to grab. Right, am I being dumb? To dig it out. Is there usually something poking out the ground that has... I'll pick that up, so that's not it. I'm sure I had something to pick. Don't have objects there for no reason, I thought. I need a wind turbine. Nothing on those. So if it's a dish or something, I suppose that's part of a satellite or something, then it won't be of any use. Keep pressing E. Okay, what about this purple thing over here? To a power mine. It's good to suck a bit of power out of. Oh, Jesus. I just got stabbed by something. Oh, it's throbbing. A dangerous plant, then. Or have I just been poisoned? Still dying. Weird. So if it's maybe a bit dangerous, then it might have something to play with, maybe. Plant, I'm gonna grab whatever you've got underneath. Oh, a present! Hooray! Can go. Cool. I wonder if the characteristics of the rover have changed now. I've stuck an object on there. Not sure why I just went around in a circle there, but hey. Don't know, is it worth going down there? Don't get near the plant. It's like a big deep hole there. It's like death. Looks like death. Oh yeah, I remember now. Because I remember getting out of my rover, and you would always get out of your rover in front of it and then get run over and get twatted. I remember that happening quite a few times before. Oh, that looks like death. There's an oxygen thing. I've been through there. Let's go down. It's lucky there's no fall damage, eh? Dear, I look like a turtle. Good. Right, there's one. Don't want to get in here. I want to flip it over, please. Here you go. Right on my bloody head. It stays attached. I am now totally lost. So that's good. At least I've got one object. There might. What? Dear. Dear. Excuse me. Can't go round it, we've got to go through it. Right, so that's the plant we got things from. Go up there. Yes. What was I looking for? So yeah. Let's see if that plant has anything. Frenchy. I think I remember reading that the only way to do multiplayer at the moment is the only way to do multiplayer at the moment is joining an existing game from Steam, from the Steam friend list. Ooh, is that the one from before? It is, isn't it? Isn't that the one I just saw? Yeah. I think they said they were hoping to do dedicated servers. Obviously maybe a lot like Minecraft does, so community could have a... Is it those things that I sometimes get objects from? Don't want to die. I don't want to die. Not the most of shit. Go away, go away, go away. Go away. Leave me alone. It would be cool if they managed to do more than... I think their limit was 4 players. It'd be cool if they... Oh, hello. We have an object. I'm expecting that. I had to pick it up if I could. Your tool away, so to speak. Right. Let's flip that over. Let's put that that in the backpack. Go. Now, am I at my limit now? How many objects I can carry? Got a solar panel. Ugh. Those things that sometimes have objects on. Come on, get your tool out. They were gonna. I think they have actually implemented the growing of crops, so to speak. So if you grab those seeds, then apparently you can make a whole batch of these. Oh look, is that that's a dead astronaut, isn't it? Are those? Don't want one of those. I don't think I want dynamite. Go on the backpack, you nana. Shit. I always get kind of anxious when I'm too far from an oxygen resource. So they were saying that if you picked up seeds, then you can plant them as crops. And then you'd be able to farm resource. Oh, battery too. Do I really want to carry dynamite? Not really. But I do want to explode it. Ah! I didn't realise it was that bad. Holy crap! That was a bit violent there. I wasn't expecting that. Holy shit! Right, so I now have... Did that... Where's my oxygen? Did the dynamite blow my oxygen tank off? Or was that a one-use bottle then? Okay. That was very weird. So we've got nothing extra there. Right, let's keep going. No choice.